everyone, Sandy from Carbon Crowd. So today we're going to go set up at the local park and just kind of do a pop-up market. So that's where you just kind of bring a table, you just sort of set up out of the blue and you just kind of sell to the public. So there is actually a farmer's market that does use this location, and we actually did try to get in with that market, and at the end of the day there was some political stuff and they wouldn't let us in because frankly we weren't the right demographic for their market, which I think is totally ridiculous given that we were the most local suppliers of produce there. Most of the people at the market, nothing against them, but they're coming from out of the city. But regardless, sometimes stuff's not going to work out for you. Sometimes people aren't going to want to let you into their market. And when that happens, you don't really have to just take no for an answer. They don't own the sidewalks, right? So we just go and we just set up and we just sell direct to the public, and we've had pretty good results for that. So for today, normally what I would tell people is, try to avoid farmers markets generally because you're much better off having people pay for the stuff you're going to grow before you even plant. So lining up your customer and then planting for them is going to be the safest way to grow. But there's always going to be situations where you can't do that, or you didn't do that, or you have extra stuff that you need to get rid of. And when that's the case, just go set up on the side of the street somewhere and just sell it direct. A lot of times in life you're going to be a lot better off not asking for permission, and if it comes to it, asking for forgiveness instead of asking for permission is going to be way easier to do most of the time. And in our case, we really haven't had any issues doing it, so at least not since the pandemic started. So let's go head over to the park and I'll show you guys. So it's a gorgeous day out today. Normally when I go set up at a pop-up market, I'm probably going to have my bike and I'm going to use my cart just because it makes everything a little bit easier. But frankly, I only have 2 trays I'm trying to move. Tried out a new variety of kale, so I have some extra of that, and another tray of broccoli that I had a customer cancel an order. So that just gives me extra greens that I want to move instead of letting it go to waste. So yeah, let's head over there, walk over to the market. So yeah, in terms of the quality of this, there's really no reason that we couldn't sell this at a farmer's market. So I know I mentioned before, there is a market that does set up on this spot on Saturdays, and they actually wouldn't even let us in. So that was a bit of a bummer, but sometimes things aren't going to go the way that you want. And when that happens, don't take no for an answer. Just set up and sell your greens. It's a supposedly free country. You might not have the permit to do it, but maybe depending on your location, that might not work as well. So here in Bushwick, things tend to be a little bit more relaxed, especially with the pandemic. So we haven't had an issue from anyone when we set up and sell on the side of the street. But chances are that if you do have a problem, they're just going to tell you to leave, more than likely. So we think it's worth the risk, but obviously you want to look at your specific locality and kind of figure out what you think makes sense if that's something that you're comfortable doing.
Hey guys, thank you. Good luck with everything.
Bye. Cool.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? Doing well, thanks.
Yeah, that's what you guys are doing.
Yeah, so these are just microgreens. You guys familiar with microgreens?
Not necessarily, not exactly.
So yeah, these are, so it's like the baby versions of just mature vegetables. And when you grow them like this, one, they grow really fast, so this probably only took about so compared to like the mature kale, it's obviously going to get a crop a lot faster. There's been a couple of research studies that have shown that when you grow microgreens like this, compared to the adult plant, so here we have Brussels sprouts. I think we had some broccoli too.
We have broccoli.
We got broccoli in there as well, but they have 4 to 40 times the amount of vitamins is like the mature vegetable. So you can have just like a teeny little bit and you're gonna have to digest like a small amount, but you're gonna get all those vitamins. They also have like disproportionately more minerals, and they're also loaded with phenolic compounds, and the cruciferous ones like kale, Brussels sprouts, and broccoli, they're gonna also have glucosinolates in them, which these they have a crazy amount of health benefits. Like you probably wouldn't believe me, sorry, list them all, but basically like anything that comes from inflammation, the microgreens tend to be really good for. So like gut issues, I used to get like really bad like IBS kind of issues. Started adding this stuff into my diet, and as long as I do that, it basically stays in like essentially remission. So it's great stuff, like skin issues, if you have like anything like that, even like arthritis. They've even actually shown some of the compounds help with improving symptoms for people that have autism. So there's like a whole range of stuff you wouldn't expect just from these small little greens.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
And I genuinely mean that.
Oh yeah.
The question is, are these for sale? Are you selling these or?
Oh sure, yeah.
Okay, because in order to sell on Parks property,
Yeah.
you need a permit.
Okay.
So just for future reference,
Okay.
you should have a permit to sell. Like right now, that icy lady,
Yeah.
I'm about to make the phone call so Parks Enforcement can come and issue her a summons.
Yeah.
Because every time I come here, she's here.
Oh, she doesn't have a permit?
She does not have a permit. There's only one permit, and that's him over there, and I know who it is. So, just for future reference,
Okay.
you need a
Oh
permit.
cool, yeah, we just
There's also a farmer's market. Are you guys a part of the farmer's market? You should become a part of the farmer's market because they do not this, but they sell other stuff, and they are allowed to be here and set up.
I think I have seen them set up before.
Yeah, so
is it Saturday or Sunday, I think?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you guys get involved with that,
Yeah.
then this wouldn't be an issue.
Okay, fair
I mean,
enough.
as long as you're here with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I mean, just a separate. I mean, you guys have ever tried them though?
no. I actually can't.
Oh, you can't.
But you know,
Even if it was like a free sample, not trying to like.
that's exactly why we can't.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
But I appreciate it,
Yeah.
and I genuinely find it very interesting.
Yeah, you should try
you.
growing them yourself actually if you ever get a chance, because you could do it like spare a little spot in your bedroom or anything like that.
Yeah,
You could
because
set-
that's his type.
So it's kind of interesting. So we've been doing this for a while, setting up pop-up markets, and the second that we go to make a video about it, we get the parks people coming. So first, we have a guy from the Parks and Rec department. We have two people pull up on us and start kind of asking us questions. They're pretty chill. We've never had any issues like that setting up at market, but that was the first day today that we had some people come and telling us like, oh, you need a permit, you can't do this. We know that, you know what I mean? We played dumb, we were nice, didn't have any problems with the first guy. They kind of left, so we kind of stayed here thinking, you know, well maybe we can, if they just leave, we can just sell them again because they didn't do anything. And then we had a little bit, I think 10 minutes later, totally separate Parks and Rec people. We had the Rangers coming in their outfits, their police-like outfits, and talking to us here before, and they told us the same thing, and they're telling us that they could give us a $50 fine, which they did not do, and they're really nice. We actually had a pleasant conversation with them, where they told us that what we should do is contact the Rangers, and they seem to think that the Rangers would be interested in microgreens and maybe having us do some type of class, something in the parks related to microgreens. Who knows? Maybe we'll do that. Personally, I probably won't reach out to them just because I don't want to have contact with city health people if I can avoid it. Nothing against them, just it's a lot simpler. Life is just simpler without that. But now that they're gone, to be real, they just drove away, so there's no one here anymore. I don't see any reason why we really couldn't continue to sell microgreens. I guess they could come back and give us a fine. That seems relatively unlikely to me. So we're gonna maybe unload the rest of what we got here, maybe just do it at a discount price and move it quickly, and then we'll be out of here for today. So even when things go bad, they don't go that bad. So yeah, I mean, despite those little temporary setbacks, today was a success, and I mean, it's nice out, so I almost wouldn't mind staying and just hanging out for a little bit, but I got things to do, so I'm trying to clean everything up and head back.